Hey folks, MacLadmin here, and I'm back with another drawing tutorial. Today, I'm going to show you how you can make a battle map for your next Dungeons & Dragons campaign. As a dungeon master, it's super important to be organized and have your prep work done, especially if you're working on a homebrew. So today, we're going to go over how you can make a handmade battle map for your next combat encounter. All right, let's go sketch. Because I wanted a border, I made these little marks a ½ centimeter away from each corner. Then I connect the dots in pen with a nice straight line to create our border. Next, I lay out a little notch on the one vertical border line at the ½ inch mark. Same with the other side. After, I connect these lines in pen, working my way down. For the vertical lines of the grid, I mark the ½ inch out again on the horizontal border lines. And then again, I connect them in pen. And sure, you could probably find some sort of file like this online, but I'm all about handmade around here. But please check out this download link in the description below where you can grab this grid for yourself. Because I also scan this, put it into Photoshop just to tweak it a little bit, because I wanted the grid lines to be a little lighter. So I just selected and tweaked the opacity of that. Just like that, I've made a grid that I can print off whenever I need it. And so do you. Now I'm penciling out the shape of my dungeon. I'm starting with a stairwell down, and for this location, I'm going for a dungeon prison. Keeping in mind, as I lay these lines out, that each square is going to be 5 feet of movement. And that'll translate perfectly across a Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, anything with those movement increments. And just like any Dungeons & Dragons location, I'm thinking about the rooms, their structure, loot, enemy placement, hidden passages, all those elements, right? I made a bit of a barracks and a few entrance chambers. Now we're getting into the prison and the cells. Then I made this cool grate that leads to, well, somewhere mysterious. You can't forget to throw in some barrels, crates, fill up the room with items like that. Loot, loot, loot. And like any good Dungeons & Dragons location, we've got to have our hidden cave system. So here I've added in a network of caves that kind of surround this prison dungeon. And you probably guessed it, that grate. And if someone were to say break through the back wall of some of those cells, they might be able to access this hidden network of caves. And here we've got our torture chamber. We've got cages, equipment to inflict pain, and another access point down to that cave system. Now that I've got a rough layout on this grid, I'm going to start adding in all these environmental pieces, things that I think would be fun for the players to find. I'm also going to add barrels, crates, torches, desks, books, fireplaces, hidden rooms, which you guessed it, more crates, barrels, chests, shelves, and other elements, all things for stashing loot, and things that might be interesting if they get in the way in combat. Added a bunch of beds to the cells. I made a little kitchen area that might have food, potions, or other items that might be helpful for the players. Back to the caves. Well, obviously we've got to throw in some enemies here, so I'm going with the classic spider's nest. Now bordering the main chambers, I went around and I just added in this kind of thick stone wall, just making rounded rectangles, circles, and oval shapes, just to make it look more like a stone wall and give it that look. To finish it up, I went through and did a little bit of brickwork. It didn't take very long and I figured I might as well do it. Let's make this look as good as we can. Then we're into inking it in and polishing this battle map. I started by going through and doing that stone wall, just to get all the borders of my main rooms settled. So I went through and did all the pieces that are the outside walls and the outside areas of all these main rooms. And then I'm going to work my way inwards. And for this part, I'm using a thicker pen than when I go in and do all the line work on the inside of these rooms. For the doors, I put these squares on each side that kind of represent either a bulkhead or the frame of the door. Then I go in with a ruler and make a couple straight lines across just to connect them. And that's how I know that there's a door there. Then once I get a series of rooms laid out, I'm going to go in with a thinner pen and do all that detailed line work. For my crates, I just do a square line from corner to corner to create an X shape, and then I just fill the rest in with some straight lines. There's a crate. Just because I like to know where the light sources are, for my torches or sconces, I just do a small line coming out from the wall and a little circle, and that tells me there's a torch there. And putting the details in for my fireplace, there's a hidden entrance into that back secret room, into that secret back room. I'm outlining my chair, couches, desk, chest. And here's a look at how I do a top-down view of a chest. But as I'm sure you can see, pencil work doesn't need to be exact. So there are some intersecting lines that I don't want to fill in with pen. So I'm just aware of that as I go along. For my brickwork, I'm just going as light as I can with this thin pen to make them not too obvious. So I just go along, taking my time, moving carefully, and make my way through this drawing. And it is nice having a grid to draw to as well. And for my barrels, I'll do one smaller circle, that's the top, one wider circle, that's the middle widest point of the barrel, and then I do some straight lines across the top, and then around the border, I go around with spoke-like lines between the two circles. And there's a basic top-down barrel. And now onto a series of beds in the barracks. And for the beds, I just do small squares in each corners for the bed posts, a simple rectangular pillow, and a blanket. Now I'm back to doing more wall work with a thicker pen, making that change for all those bordering, thicker lines. All of these small details don't really need to be included on your main battle map when you're playing a session. But for me as a DM, I like being able to look at this. And because I'm going to run this with several different groups of players as a part of my campaign, I'm going to make this look really good. So I just took the time, went through, and did a little bit of extra brickwork. And now we're back to doing more beds. And for a prison, I probably should have done some more basic beds, just like a wood frame with some straw, but whatever. These prisoners got some pretty comfy beds. All right, let's keep at it and finish this battle map. Okay, here we go. As we get close to finishing this up, I wanted to talk about how we can keep this organized for the DM. So one thing that I like to do is number my rooms, and then on a separate piece of paper, I'll put in all the details, like what sort of loot's in it, what sort of traps, obstacles, and enemies may be in each room. So what you can do is go around and put a numeral in each room, and then on that separate sheet of paper, you've got all your DM details. That's a little DM tip to make your life easier. And now, in what took me just over an hour, I've got this sweet battle map that I'm going to use for multiple sessions with different players. How cool is that? I just want to thank you for watching this video. And if you like what you see, please like, comment, or subscribe to this channel. I'm also going to put a link down below where you can download this map for free, so you can use it for your next Dungeons & Dragons campaign. All right, until next time.